shit. Yo, welcome back to the second episode of Deep Convos After Dark. I'm your host, JGZ, and I'm joined by the one and only once again.
Can grow, you already know.
You already know, man. And today, we're going to be talking about creative outlets. That's going to be the topic of the day.
Yeah, I think before we start, we should just say off the definition. I mean, if you guys search this up, creative outlets is an activity that involves changing your routine, stepping outside your comfort zone, and focusing on the present moment. So it could include into like writing, drawing, music like we do, and other, creative outlets. So let's get to it.
Fuck, man. There's a couple off the top of my head, but for sure, the main one would have to be the music. I think the music is one of my more creative outlets that I've picked up in recently. Because I don't want to lie. I'm relatively new to this shit. I'd say maybe give or take. Maybe we've been doing this for like a year. Music stuff.
Yeah, a solid year if you want to consider like you first starting in an apartment recording off of some just whack stuff.
Exactly. So like a year, and I've definitely developed my process in that time span, and I've definitely like narrowed it down to what works for me. Because I feel like for everybody or every other artist and other artists listening to this can probably, agree with me that everyone has their own process of how they prepare, or it's just almost like a sport, bro. Like at least I've seen in sports, like they warm up different ways,
like conditioning yourself.
Yeah, like dude, like just random fact, bro. Look it up. I heard Steph Curry, he juggles before games. Like, and I'm like, bro, that's a weird type, but that's how they prepare. But for me, the music, damn, bro, I've came definitely a long way. I'm gonna put it off the rip. Freestyling doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? I had to really be on in that moment and feel it for me to be able to freestyle. Mm-hmm. If not, I had to write my shit. And my process that I've kind of narrowed down was just first and foremost find a beat. You know what I mean? Find a beat. Sometimes I'll just be listening to music at work or on the way to work, or in my room, just I'll play a song and I'm feeling that. I'll find a beat, or we'll produce a beat that's similar to something like that. And then from that, bro, I start jotting shit down, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Start jotting shit down in my notes, in my notebook. I took that from J. Cole, honestly. Like, he said, just write. Just go, if you're ever in a funk, just write the first thing that comes to your head, go back onto that, into your notes, and kind of go off of that. So I started doing that a lot, just writing shit randomly, like while I'm at work, just thinking whatever comes to my head, jot it down on my notes. Once I could get home and be in my comfort zone and everything, I go into my room, isolation type shit, put on that beat, and I just go, bro. I just start writing, trying to flow to it. And I'm telling you guys, for people that don't make music, y'all don't understand, bro. Like, you got to play that beat over and over and over and over and go back to it. All right, go back. All right, rewind it. All right, back. And just try to make that shit fit. Shout out Nate Dose, actually. He was the first one to put me on to finding a hook first.
Okay. He's
like, find a hook first. Find something that's catchy. Find the hook. Once you find the hook, everything else just kind of can fall into play. You know what I'm saying? But that's my process personally for the music. I had to go in there, write it, rehearse it over and over and over for hours, bro. Sometimes different days, There's days you're just in a funk, bro. That's what people don't understand. Like, I've been asked from cousins and shit and stuff like that, like, why it takes sometimes so long for a song, bro. What they don't understand is it's a whole process, bro. Like,
the rehearsal part also too. Like, I know you rehearse your stuff before you even get on the mic, and it's like there's a lot to it.
Oh, definitely, because there's days you're off. There's people, like I said, people don't understand. There's days you're off. There's days, I like to call them funks. Either a flow funk, where you just can't get the flow right, or your voice just doesn't hit, or writing funk, where you just cannot think of some shit, and sometimes you got to come back to it. Like Too Sick, another artist that I just recently met, he told me that I asked him, "Is there songs that you just have made and you were really passionate about?" But you just can never finish them, and they're just lost in a fucking vault. And he's like, "Oh, definitely." He's like, "There's songs that you think you know what you want to them, you think you know you have the vision for it, but just can't deliver it, and it just gets lost in the vault." You know what I mean? You're like, "Damn, bro, I forgot about that song." We have one too, man. I don't want to go into the name of it yet, but
hey, yeah. But if we're doing shout outs to Too Sick, bro, I do want to give him a shout out because he has definitely put me on some engineering game, man. He be sending me links, making sure I'm on top of my stuff, and he's doing his thing, and I'm glad we collab with Too Sick because
he's cool. He's a cool dude. He's definitely a cool vibe, cool energy and shit. So yeah, shout out Too Sick. Check out his shit on SoundCloud too. Possibly leave the description for him too, man. Shout out, show him love, man. He's local, right?
Yeah, bro.
From Mesa, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Bro. Yeah, he's from Mesa. Little Jesse Pinkman, I like to call him. That fool, yeah. That's what's up. But yeah, man, what's ricocheting off the music shit? I know your process is different.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of doing the same thing you were doing. Like, I started making beats when I was like 15 in isolation in the room, just big old speakers, computer, busted down Samsung laptop with FL Studios already installed.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I fell off of that for a few years, and I had to find a way to kind of navigate my creative outlets with also my mental health, which is like, my ADHD always gets in the way, man. You want to start something, you can't finish it. I mean, you see me, bro.
Yeah.
It's like a graduating ceremony that you're never gonna graduate, but every day you go to class. Is the best way I can describe it, bro.
That's some high thought after dark, but yes, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Having that creative outlet, I think, for the music, bro. I mean, I definitely got away from beat making, but we got more into like building you up as an artist, collaborating and stuff. So I definitely use some of the music as more of like a creative outlet, but also to check up on people,
Mm-hmm.
Let the music heal people and reach the people that it needs to reach. So I definitely think music has really been a big part of like my healing process and just the creativeness, and it helps me just get everything out of my head, honestly.
If you 100%, bro, if you don't mind me interrupting, I could agree with that shit too. I was about to say the same thing, that yeah, bro, when you're going through some shit sometimes, and just kind of let it on the paper, you know what I mean? And guys, I'm not gonna lie, some of my most passionate shit, or the shit that I put the most work into, has been like when I'm just getting shit off my chest. Like, I had to get some shit off. I'm going through something in my personal life, whatever it might be, and I just had to jot it down, man. You know what I mean? And you find that perfect beat. Oh, I know the last podcast we got into a lot of story shit, and this ties into that. It's interesting. I'll make a quick story I have for you guys. When there's this one time, and again, this goes back to how just perfect timing. Like, this dude just knew for some reason. Heart on My Sleeve, if you haven't heard it, go check it out. It's on SoundCloud. But that I never had made music in my life before, or never wrote no lyrics, right? I've always fucked around with like GarageBand and stuff on your phone, and like I've always had a passion for beat making, and I played instruments when I was in middle school and freshman year of high school, but never had wrote anything. And this one night, again, I was going through some shit. I was into Two Modelos, shout out to my Hispanics. Two Modelos in, and Canagro sends me a beat. You know what I mean? I can't remember what the beat was called because now we changed the name of the song, but he sent me a random beat, bro. He's like, check this out. I had my earphone on already. I started listening to it, and shit just started flowing into my head. Like, just lyrics. And I was like, fuck, let me get a notebook. And, dude, I started writing, my stepdad and shit, my mom was probably looking at me like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Crazy. But I was just out there drinking my little Modelos in the backyard, just writing notes to that beat. And that's what became that song, Heart on My Sleeve. That's when I first started, had to go through, I was going through shit, and I just jotted some shit down, and I was like, I remember telling him, I was like, bro, this is the perfect beat for me right now, da 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 da, and that was the first ever song, bro.
Yeah,
first
man.
ever
Heart
song.
on my sleeve.
Heart
I
on my
always
sleeve.
listen
First
to
ever
it.
song.
I always think about that same scenario, dude. It's crazy how times have, we've really grown, honestly,
bro.
Both as mentally and artistically. Of just like, yo, we know what we want. We know who we need to be in order to fill those shoes and stuff. So
exactly. So yeah, man. Yeah, agreed. You have to go through shit sometimes, and it helps with the mental health. It helps you get shit off your chest.
But like, let's have a real combo, bro. Like, remember, there's also positive and negative ways of getting all that stuff out, man. Like, what were you doing before that? Like, before you had your time filled with writing lyrics for my beats, like, what did you do for outlets? And be honest, bro.
What did I do for outlets?
Even that day, when you're going through like anger, like, what were you doing?
Yeah. Shit, bro. Honestly, I've always been a big, well, not no more as much now as I was back then. I would smoke a lot of weed. You know what I mean? I was smoking a lot of weed. Then I started drinking. Once I started getting into my older years, like maybe 23 or something like that, I started drinking a lot. That, for some reason, it just made shit you didn't care about shit. You know what I mean? You didn't care about, like, oh, I'm going through this shit. Fuck it. I'm going to get drunk. You just kind of would forget. And at the time, it felt good. But afterwards, it'd be like, you know what I mean? Or eat. Oh, my God, guys. If you guys really want to get deep into that shit, like, stress eating is a real fucking thing. Just eating a bunch of junk food, like, binge watching shows, just couch potato shit, bro. That's what I would do as ways to cope my shit. And I was very angry back then. You know what I mean? Very angry. Would let it out on loved ones, and unfortunately, they would have to deal with that side of me and shit like that. I've always had a lot of patience growing up, but also before I started using the music or plenty other outlets we're gonna get into, I was such an angry person, bro. I was always angry. Like, little shit would set me off. Certain people, you know what I mean, that did little shit would set me off. And like I said, I would just smoke a bunch to cope with it, drink a lot to cope with it, and it was just not taking me, or eat, stress eat. It was not taking me anywhere, bro. It was always on a repeat every day. Same shit. You know what I mean? You were just kind of in pilot mode, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like autopilot.
Yeah, just kind of in autopilot, just kind of like.
It's like you're driving your car down the street, but you're not the driver, you're the passenger.
Exactly.
And you need to take ownership of that wheel, bro.
Yep.
That's where the creative outlets come from, man.
That's what I'm saying, like.
Changing something in your routine. So I want to get back to the creative outlet part. Changing something in your routine. I know a lot of people out there, some people have routines, they do have ADHD. Some have routines that don't have ADHD. But I definitely think a huge part of it is like incorporating something different. And I think the next creative outlet we want to talk about is exercise, honestly.
Exercise is a big thing. I've never been a fit guy my whole life. I've always been a chunky dude, you know what I'm saying, growing up and everything. Also, never got into working out till probably also like 24 or something like that. When I was at 24, I started kind of taking it somewhat serious when I started seeing results. It started off as a bet between my sister, my baby mama, and me. $100 to whoever could lose the weight the fastest. And I just went into bro. That's
Who won?
Me, motherfucker. Hey, y'all, for y'all that don't believe it, but look, bro, let me tell you. So that's how it started, as that bet. And then $100 to whoever loses the most weight, blah, blah, blah. So we went in there one night where we used to live. We had just came back from eating at some restaurant or something, or we just had stuffed ourselves. We're like, fuck it, let's go to the gym after this. I went in the gym. I went too hard. Guys, keep in mind, I was a big dude. Went too hard. I remember coming out of and I would smoke, so I'd hit my pan and be working out. Came out of the gym, started throwing up and shit. I remember my baby mama was like, "Are you okay?" She called my sister like, "Yo, come back," because my sister had left already. My sister had left the gym already, and I was like, "We're gonna stay here a little longer," thinking, hey, I'm gonna get that $100. Just throwing up. She's like, "Hey, come back." She's like, "Jorge's throwing up." Bro, to this day, bro, if I asked her, my baby mama, she'd probably remember that day. But after that, me and her just kind of started going. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the crazy thing. We weren't taking it very serious. We'd go maybe 3 times a week. And I would game a lot. I would play Apex a bunch. I remember her telling me, because I didn't understand how I lost weight, bro. Like, I used to be 320 pounds, bro, at that time. And when we started going, I got down to like 245, bro, at one point. Like, I just lost weight like crazy out of nowhere. And I didn't understand how, because I was like, man, I'm not sticking to no regimen. Like, I go 2 or 3 times a week, and I just wing it in the gym. And just, I still eat when I want. But I remember her telling me, because like I said, I would game a lot with my cousin and my little brother. And she's like, I think it's the fact that you don't eat as many times a day as you should. Like, because she would say, I remember asking you, are you hungry? And you'd be like, nah. And she would like forcefully serve me a plate. And I'd take a couple bites, but I was just too focused in that fucking game that I just wouldn't eat it. You know what I mean?
Like, I was trying to lose weight, just play a bunch of
Apex. Shit. Hey, no, I'm not condoning to that. But at the time, I just guess my priorities, I was like, I'm going to play this game. I don't need to eat.
So you're saying that was at 24. How about right now, bro? Because I know we've been on this, fitness journey lately. Yeah. I mean, you were on it. You be honest. You fell off. And
guys, it's consistency, bro. And I'm man enough to admit that shit. That you fall off. There's times like I hit a plateau, and I just couldn't. After that, after I lost all that weight, I hit a plateau. I couldn't lose any more than that. You know what I mean? And if you really do your research, and people that know and are listening to this about fitness and shit, don't know what I'm talking about. Like, a plateau is a real thing, and that's when you really have to start taking it serious about your calories and about the amount of days you go and calories in versus calories out and all that bullshit. We're not gonna get into all that, but you fall off. You know what I mean? You hit that, you get discouraged. Consistency, though, is the big thing, bro. Like, me and this guy started. We would go when we lived in our old place, but then we just kind of. We also weren't taking it hella serious.
Yeah, we weren't, honestly.
Yeah, and then we came here, and we didn't take it serious for a while. And then I guess we were just both locked in, and we're, like, on the same page, and we started going for what was I on? He was on, like, what were you on, like, a month and a week of just straight 7 days a week, like, no rest. And I was on, like, week 3. But nothing
too crazy. That just sounds crazy. Like, damn, a whole week? What is this dude doing? It's like...
But again, that's what, if you really want to get technical into fitness, some people believe in days off, some people don't. You know what I mean? Like, it just depends your shit. But I've always believed you gotta listen to your body. Everybody's telling you to take the rest, and definitely take the rest, But yeah, man, I was on week 3, and man, we ain't gonna get into the injury and the whole specifics of it. But there was an injury, and I had to stop going, and just, again, fell off of that shit. And just recently, day 3 now, again, I'm getting back locked in and everything. Oh,
yes,
my goodness.
Sir. Locked in.
But the first few days are always the hardest. Guys, if you can get past the first 2 weeks, you're set. You're golden. If you can get past the first 2 weeks, it gets easier, and it just starts to become a habit. It's just, if I give any advice, though, listen to your body, bro. For sure. Because if you get injured and you're out for a week, then it's just that shit. That fucks you, man. And it just, missing a week is a big hit.
Oh, yeah. I've been definitely listening to my body, bro. Sometimes, take a break from the gym, going outside, even playing basketball is another outlet, dude.
It's another one.
Even being creative, just outside, singing, walking around, loud as hell you can be. And yeah, man, I love exercise, especially on the treadmill when you're like just ready to go.
That's you. I hate cardio.
Oh, I love cardio, bro. You see me running back and forth.
Yeah, I see
bro.
you. Yeah, you skinny.
For those of you that don't know, I be running the treadmill in inclines. I be doing like 15% incline sometimes, and just taking breaks of just walking, jogging, and then sprinting, it gets my heart rate up. And I'll tie this into the book I recently just finished. It was called ADHD 2.0. I just wanted to study more about what I have been diagnosed with and how I can combat it and be smarter and be ahead of it. So one of the chapters, it talks about doing some active stuff before you start any creative activity, like jumping jacks, getting your heart rate up, so that way you're able to focus more on the task that you're trying to complete. I know a lot of schools are trying to implement it, bro. Coming up in schools, people with ADHD are like, you're the rambunctious one, the one that never pays attention, bad grades. But yeah,
so that's an ADHD thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, guys, I don't know. I'm completely under a rock with this whole ADHD thing.
Yeah, a lot of people live their lives being undiagnosed, bro, and it's something that breaks families up if it's undiagnosed, and people don't really take the time to evaluate themselves, their strengths and weaknesses. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's what I've been on to with the books, is do something active. That's what the ADHD 2.0 book said. Just do something active, some balancing balls, so that way your brain can automatically just be like, yeah, you just let some steam off. All right, let's focus.
See, that's crazy, bro. Like, so okay, I don't want to sound stupid, but ADHD is when you can't focus on shit, right?
Yeah.
You're always you can focus on certain things for a little amount of time, and then your mind just wanders.
Yep.
Okay.
And right now I've been going through medication trials to see what works, what doesn't, and if I even want to go the medication route, because I would say definitely cannabis has helped a lot with just some of the symptoms, but it's the same. It's medicinal. It's medicine, bro. You're not gonna have the same thing, same effect. You gotta find what helps. So I've been through that journey too. I've tried multiple strains.
Yeah.
That's my name, CannaGrow. Started off. You guys check my Instagram. It's all about plants, my cannabis plants. So, but yeah, the next creative outlet I want to talk about is books, bro.
You and me are on the same. Yeah, I was thinking. I'm looking at the book at the table, guys. You can't see it right now, but kept staring at the book at the table, and I just thought, man, the next one's gonna be reading and shit, or books. This one, he's definitely better than me at it. Reading has never been my strong suit, but I know that knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know knowledge is power, and brushing up on your reading, on your knowledge, and it's just you learn a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I'll definitely agree on that. That's one of the things I had to get good at.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because I'm good with the physical shit, but for some reason, just sitting down and being, that's weakness. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. Sitting down and trying to do I have ADHD, motherfucker? Now that I'm drinking and smoking and thinking about it, because I cannot focus on reading.
I mean, everybody's different, man. Everybody's brain chemistry is different. But
guys, let me know.
This could be. Hey,
I got ADHD.
I definitely love to be an advocate for the ADHD community, bro, because you got to know it to go through it. And just reading a bunch of books, bro. I become a bookworm, honestly. I recently got a new job.
That's cool, though. That
allows me to have all that free time to read up on books. So I can honestly say I finished about 4 to 5 books right now. And I don't think I've ever finished 4 or 5 books in my other careers, bro. It's
that's what's up, man. That's what's
crazy.
Up. That's what's up.
Because think about it like this, bro. Everybody has their genres. There's fiction. There's romance. There's this, which is cool and all.
Mm-hmm.
Some people love that. They dig it.
See, that was me, guys. Dire Wimpy Kid when I was growing up.
That's
the shit I was able to read. After that, I couldn't. Reading was not my thing. But go ahead, proceed.
Something that I've noticed lately is you are a piece of art, or you are a sculpture, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not really a sculpture until you start chipping at the rock. So I had to put myself in a place where self-help books is the chisel.
Yeah.
Right? And then you reading it and having that discipline is literally a tap every time on that rock, and it's chiseling you and sculpting you. So for me, I wrote this little quote where The reason why I read self-help books is because I'm a piece of art. I'm a piece of a sculpture. If one takes the time to sculpt the human body, which is by action, and then the mind by reading, then you would be given a powerful entity.
It's a bar.
Yeah. This was something I wrote, at work when I had that downtime of like, what did I want to do for this podcast? I definitely want to drop some knowledge because that's what it is, bro. And I can attest, I'm a big fan of giving people books.
I could.
I picked that up a while ago from mentors I've had in my life previously. It was like, yep. One of the books I recommend is Who Moved My Cheese. I've given that book out to a few people.
I heard about that.
Yeah, man, that book really opened my eyes in this rat race, bro. And I was like, man, that's also like one of the high. It's an easy book, bro. You can pick it up. I read it all in one day, but believe it or not, it actually had some relationship advice in there, bro.
Oh shit.
And I was like reading that, I was like, man, I had one of those moments. I was like, man, if I read this a lot earlier, I would have saved some relationships, And then I closed the book and I had to sit on it for a bit. I was like, man, damn, I'm just a moldy cheese. Hey, if you guys read
if
the
you
book,
know, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
The other
moldy cheese, he said.
The other books too, not just self-help, but it's like, what are you lacking on, bro?
Yeah.
Your weaknesses. So for me, a lot of times it was finances, bro. So I went and picked up
Rich Dad Poor Dad. I knew you would say that. Yeah, I started that one, the audio one, and it was hella interesting. But damn, bro, nah, that's what's up though. Now talking to you, like, I'm gonna have to get back into my reading.
Yeah, dude. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Believe it or not, it ties back into exercise. I was on the treadmill one time. I was reading books on the treadmill. If you guys are into that, you guys should give it a try. If you're listening to this right now, go give it a try if you're going to the gym today. But it's a different type of focus, bro, because you're focusing on reading, but also your heart rate's up. And it took me like 3 days for me to get comfortable, but I had to go through it daily. But anyways, I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, and the guy at the office noticed, because the gym's connected to the office, he noticed I was reading that book.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, we built that connection. We just kept talking about Rich Dad Poor Dad. Hey, have you read this book? No. Have you read this book? No. I'm like, hey. I was like, all right, cool. Like, this fool knows what he's talking about, Like, oh, okay. So we were on the same page. We, different backgrounds. We come from all different types of walks of life, bro. But it all started with the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So then I bought the whole series. I bought the whole financial one.
There's a series?
Yes, sir. It's in my library bookshelf right now, bro. I have all of them stacked up. But believe it or not, one of those books says, save 10% every time you get paid. That book that told me that, bro, that's my money book. That's my little safe right now. Because that's how dedicated I am to those books. Because I invested that money in those books.
Yeah.
And I'm willing, to see that investment pay off, because it's like I was lacking financial strength. Now I got it. So I would highly recommend anybody, be honest with yourself, give yourself a good self-evaluation, and be like, oh, damn, I need to work on this. So that's where my ADHD book comes in. Another one I would highly recommend is The Compound Effect. Everything in life has a compound effect, bro. And I think that one was a gift from a CEO to my manager at the time, and then they passed it down to me. So I've kept that book. It's autographed, it's cherished, but it's all from a book, and it's like a ammo clip. Each book you read, that's a little ammo in your clip.
Yeah, now you're sharpening your, like you said, I mean, going back, like, it's a chisel thing, but you're also like a blade, bro. You're sharpening your arsenal. Like, the mind is a powerful tool, if you don't use it, use a fool. Oh, that's a bar I had dropped on the song once, but but it's facts, bro. The mind is powerful. The mind is, and books are knowledge, and become the best version of yourself, bro. Whether it's physical, bro. It's the mind, bro.
That's funny you say, like, it's a physical, because the next book I was gonna recommend is called Psycho-Cybernetics. That just sounds complicated. Yeah. There is an audiobook on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. But cyber cybernetics really opened up my mind of my subconscious mind, and it really made me think of like my self-worth, and you going out there of like, this is me, this the author, he literally was a plastic surgeon. He was fixing people's like scars on their faces, and he realized like once you change your scars, you have more confidence. But he saw that in more of an intellectual thing, where we can do that if we subconsciously train our brain to be like, you are the best person today. You are amazing. You are courageous. You are confident. And if you carry that with you, you start to heal your emotional scars. So that book really opened up my eyes and my subconscious mind of like, what do people really think about me? Yeah, I don't really care.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's
that's the afraid of criticism shit. To go back to our first episode, like, dude, there's moments, we all have them, but it's like
there's always gonna be them.
Yeah, you cannot please the whole fucking world, bro.
No, sir.
That's one thing you gotta learn. You cannot please everybody. You know what I mean? It's you versus you. It's you against you. You know what I mean? You're the only motherfucker you gotta please, bro.
And bro, the other last book, bro, and this one I hold dearly, is the Bible.
Oh, again, why were we thinking the same motherfucking thing?
It's crazy,
I was about to say the Bible.
I have a Bible
bro.
right there on my nightstand, bro. I keep one by my nightstand, and oddly enough, bro, that was a gift from a friend of mine. I was going through some stuff, and I really didn't know who I was, and I started finding my religion again, and then this friend of mine.
I remember you weren't religious like that, huh?
I wasn't religious like that, man, and I found the Lord again. I asked for a sign, and He delivered, and I followed through, bro. I surrendered. But this friend of mine gave me a Bible, because I was like, I go to church, but it's hard to like, go with like, what they're following with like the books and stuff, like the Proverbs and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. So this Bible was a gift to me, bro, and it's like I spent some time just reading a few scriptures from there, and I guess you read a few pages and you just start thinking of stuff, and it's like, man.
Yeah.
And that's the discipline part too. Is like, how many times am I worrying about stuff? All right, I'm gonna pick up a few books. Which one am I picking up? I'm picking up that Bible, bro, that scripture. And to this day, I'm thankful for that friend that gave me that Bible, bro, because I'm just like, which is oddly enough, that friend, her boyfriend was the one that actually got me into speaking up more about my religion. We had like some meetings here and there, and we would pray outside, the Starbucks where we would meet up, and it's like, I'm no longer shameful of my religion. And that's the other aspect of creative outlets.
Yeah.
And, joining their production team for the church, and it's like, I'm ready to serve. And I really hold those two people dearly, because
that's what's up, bro. No, respect to that.
And hey, props to you too, bro, because, me going through that journey, I invited you to go to church, and you hands down said, yeah, let's go, bro. And
I went, bro, like, I've always, because I grew up with having to be forced going to church. You feel me?
Same.
And it was like, if you don't go, you're going to hell. And yeah, we can get into all that, but I'm not going to. But so I always had to be forced. It was never fun. It was like, if you don't go, you're sinful. And my mom, working 3 jobs, didn't have the time to go all the time, and she was always judged because it was like, you need to put God before your jobs. But all she was trying to do is make that bread for us, you know what I mean, for her kids. So I always took that as like I always held that as a grudge. But I've always believed in a higher power, bro. I just never believe. And again, guys, everybody, this is a sensitive topic, and everyone has their different outlooks on this. I believe in a higher power, and there's a God out there, and prayer is a strong thing, and reading the Bible is a strong thing, and faith, and having, and putting your faith in the Almighty and everything, the King, But I don't believe you got to go to church all the time, or you got to be, to the people that are, and props to them, but you could serve the Lord in your own. It's you. It's a relationship between you and Him. You feel me? No one else is in no position to judge that relationship between you and him. And that's what I've always thought and dearly. And I had to go through because my faith had, bro, I'm telling you, like, I've seen signs. Like, I got away from all that, all that for a long time. Like I said, I've always believed, but I got away from all that. I had to go through some shit again to find that faith again and find that. And when I saw signs that it's real, that's when I was like, nah, for real. Because if you don't have faith in something, then what the fuck, you know?
Yeah,
what you living for, bro? Like, what you living for? And it's your own relationship again between you and him, and how you want to serve him is completely up to you guys. You know what I mean? There's no judgment. It's no, bro. Jesus died on the cross for our sins. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be perfect. There's no being out there that's perfect. You know? So,
but yeah, man.
That's my outlook on that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people out there can relate. It is a sensitive topic too, man. But
oh yeah.
I definitely appeal to the books a lot more now, bro. I've had a better understanding and I just feel more gratitude towards being able to pick up a book and say, yeah, I finished a book in a week. You know? Yeah. Not a lot of people can do that. Hey, but I bet you can scroll for miles in a week.
Oh, yeah, 100%, you know, because
I'm still guilty of it, man. I'm still working through that, but...
What did Dak say? He's like, fuck. He was talking on the whole ADHD thing in one of his songs. And he's like, every kid has had an iPad since age 2. It's that algorithm, and that's potent, you know what I mean? Because he's saying that ADHD is very highly dosed, but it's like... like, at the same time, though, kids have had... That causes... Right, at least I've heard, again, correct me if I'm wrong, going through the screen, it kind of triggers that. I mean, triggers an ADHD thing,
your
right?
Dopamine, bro. You start losing of that, and everyone is, gets attached to their phone, this and that, even a little short, a TikTok break. We've all done it. Like, I'm only going to spend 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes.
I don't fuck with TikTok personally. I don't know. I've never liked it.
I deleted
props
the
to me
app
for that.
Recently, bro.
Props because I've never fucked with TikTok like that.
Yeah, I would have getting messages just like, hey, this person you reacted with posted something. I'm like, I'm not really focused on that right now. Yeah. I'm just like, I need to focus on me, my Lord, the gifts he's giving me, and just, help people with this podcast and stuff. So... Yeah, man, that's my outlook on the creative outlets, bro. We talked about music, exercise, books. So, yeah, if there's anybody that's listening to this, and you guys want to, do it today. Pick up a new habit, whether it's crocheting, whether it's diamond art, whether it's, simple stuff, reading a book, going on for a walk.
Even if you're not comfortable, you got to get uncomfortable to grow.
Can't stay stagnant all the time, man. It gets really boring, and then it just feels demotivating sometimes. So yeah, man. To all the listeners, we highly recommend you do some positive creative outlets, and if you can, please hit somebody up, let them know that they're loved, let them know that you're here for them. Because again, we wouldn't be here with this podcast if it wasn't for that one phone call. And it's like, yo, so please. Hit that person up whether you're getting home from work right now, whether you're on your way to work right now. Just hit somebody up, let them know that they're loved, and
you can make a difference. Hell yeah, bro.
We're here to make a difference. So this is me signing out. This is your boy Can to Grow.
JGZ, yes sir, yes ma'am. God bless you guys again. Links in the description. Hope y'all like this episode, and we out.
Yeah, let us know if you guys want some specific topics you guys want to talk about. Make sure you comment. Comment on there. Reach out to us on our social media if you guys want to, connect with us, one-on-one. So, like JGZ said, bro, we out.
We out.
So, later, y'all.